how do you set goals and achieve those goals? Now, here we are at the beginning of the year, and we want to make sure that you set goals because that is what's going to take you forward to make you successful. So let me show you how to do that and why it's so important. So first of all, do you have written goals? Because if you don't have written goals, then you're highly unlikely to get to achieve what it is that you want. So people who have goals are 10 times more likely, more successful on achieving their goals than those people without goals. And people who have written, you gotta get your goals and write them down somewhere. They're 3 times more likely to achieve those goals and be successful than those who have goals in their head but haven't written them down. So that is the number one reason why you should, number one, have goals and then make sure that you write them down. Okay? Now I want to talk to you about this framework on how to write your goals in such a way that you will achieve them. You're not going to forget about them, and they're not going to feel this dream thing, unachievable, that you're going to get to the end of the year and say, oh, I haven't moved the needle in this area, right? We want something, a goal process that you will stick to and that you will not regret. So I just broke it down here for you in these 3 core elements. So the dream alignment. So basically you want to align your dreams to those goals. So first you have to start really high level, really big picture. And the goal here is to avoid setting goals that you might regret later, right? Maybe you're going to set a goal that somebody else wants for you or that isn't really the most important thing for you in that year. The second element is setting your priorities right with high level goals. You need to start top down. You're not going to get too detailed in your high level goals, but it's good to understand your high level goals for the year so that can drive your tactical goals, your tactical approach on how you're going to implement and how you're going to follow through with that throughout the year, which is making sure that you set yourself up for success and you're able to maintain yourself motivated as you move through the year. So those are the 3 elements: the dream alignment, the high level, and then the tactical goals. Within the dream alignment, you're going to define success. You're going to prioritize the areas of your life right now in this moment. And then you're going to think about your 10-year plan. And then in the high level goals, you're going to look at your 1 year. You can look at your number 1 goal and what you need to do less of so that you can find more time for the important things in your life and the new goals are coming through. Right? Because you have a limited amount of time, my friend. And then finally, when we get to the tactical side, is making sure that you get this implemented in your life. Then you have the sub goals for each of the major goals, the habits, which is something that you can control, and how you're going to track all of this. Okay, my friends? So let's get started. Now, the first one is around aligning your dreams, avoiding setting goals that you're going to regret later. Because I don't know if you've ever seen this, but one of the top regrets of the dying is to live a life that they did not want to live. So they've set up goals that they didn't really want to achieve. They actually achieved those goals, and at the end they realized that's not something that made them happy. That was not their dream. That was somebody else's dream. Maybe that was their parents' dream. That was the society's dream. But that wasn't their dream. That wasn't what would make them happy. So first of all, you need to connect with yourself and understand what it is and think independently from society, from other people, and understand what it is that you want, my friend. You need to have that clarity in your life before you get into tactical, right? The worst thing is to spend so much time and effort in designing and implementing goals that are not really aligned with what you want. Plus, if you can't figure out the purpose, if you can't feel a feeling of a connection with your goals, right? And if it's not your real goal, then you're not going to find it. It's going to be really hard to get the motivation and to find the motivation to follow through the entire year to conclude and achieve those goals, right? You want to build that connection, and this is the moment. This is the very beginning, is building that connection, that intention around what is important to you and getting that clarity. This is something that only you can do, right? So you want to do that. This is aligning with your purpose and making sure that you live your own dreams and not the dreams of other people. Okay? 3 elements, like I said. Defining success. What is success to you, right? Prioritizing life areas and defining the 10-year vision. Let's get into the details. When you define success, like I said, you don't want to live the success of some other person. Every individual, every person is going to have a different definition of success. And you have to figure out what that success means to you, right? What will make you feel successful at the end of the year? What means success to you? Is it, for some people, it might be a lot of money. For some people, it might be time freedom. They want more free time. I know people that, they're at a stage in their lives where they want to have fun. Maybe they're a little bit older and they worked all life and, they were focused on work delivery. Now they just want to relax and have fun and enjoy life. Some other people want to focus on their career and get that going and grow in their career. Some people want to focus on learning and development. Maybe you're in your 20s, right? Or in college, in your teens. Like, it's all about learning and growth and development. Maybe it's about experiences. When I was in my 20s, for example, it was all about experiences. I want to expand the amount of experiences I had in life. So I wanted to travel and try different jobs in different industries and go all over the world. That was something that made me happy, and that was success to me. Right? Wherever you are, maybe you want to start a family. Maybe you want to get your finances under control, right? Maybe that is success to you in that moment. And again, success, my friends, can change over time. So you got to think about what's success overall, but what's success right now? What does that mean for you? What are the things that make you feel successful? Is it taking control over your life? Isn't it providing to your family? Is it taking care of your feeling energized and healthy and abundant, with abundance? Like, what is success to you right now, this year? And then think about also, what is the perfect day? That also helps you understand success. Or if you're having trouble with success, okay, what would be the perfect day for you? What would it be? What time would you wake up? How much time would you have? Where would you be going? Who would you be talking to? Who would you be dealing with? What kind of work would you have? What kind of relationships would you have? Right? What does that perfect day look like? And what of that perfect day is missing from your current day? Right? So those are a little bit of different ways of thinking about success. Right now, for example, I really want to create and give. For me, it's really important I feel successful when I'm creating things and putting that out in the world. Before, I was more of a consuming. Let me consume and learn. Now I want to provide and give, right? That for me is an important part of my definition of success right now. That makes me feel happy and successful. So that's important right now for me. It's important to have that clarity around what is success to you. Now, then, once you get that sorted, then the next part is prioritize life areas. And then I also want you to think in the defining success, right? There's a really good Harvard Business Review article from one of the professors that talked about how will you measure your life? How will you measure your life? Think about the metric by which your life will be judged by yourself and by others. Right? What do you want to be remembered for this year and in your life in general? That's also helpful. Then you want to prioritize your life areas. And we talked about a few, but this is specifically around those elements of family, career, finances, fun, health, faith, love, career, travel, experiences. What part of your life do you want to give more attention to? So I would actually rank this. You want to rank the areas of your life in terms of importance for this year. Not that they're more important, not that one, if you rank career first, doesn't mean career is more important than your family. It just means that this year you feel like you need to invest more time in your career. That's all. It's not that career is more important. So think about, where do you need to invest more time? Where are you further away from your definition of success? And here you could also even think, okay, what does success mean in each one of these areas of your life? So prioritize those, and so you can understand what are the areas that you need to focus more on. And then finally, define your 10-year vision. Because most people underestimate what they can do in 10 years, but they overestimate what they can do in 1 year. So you want to have that idea of the 10-year vision as well. Just generally, where do you want to go with your life, right? Where do you want to be? What do you think you can achieve in 10 years? And generally, a lot of people build multi-million or even billion-dollar businesses in 10 years from scratch. People can totally turn around their lives. They can get, 2 degrees, sometimes even 3 degrees in a 10-year period. A lot can be done in 10 years. Think 20 to 30 years old, how much can change in that period. So many life changes. So what is your 10-year vision? What kind of life do you envision for yourself at that point? And these 3 questions together, they'll give you the guideline of, okay, what are the things that matter to me right now? They'll make you think about your priorities, think independently on what matters to you, your purpose, and all of that good stuff. Once you're done with this, then we get to the next point, which is the goals. And this is a bit more still high level, and it's about prioritization, because prioritization is strategizing. So you want to first get your 1-year goals. And again, you want them to be SMART, right? Specific, measurable, attainable, and realistic and time bound, in the areas that you've defined previously, the areas of your life, be it health, family, finances, whatever it is. Pick the top 3 areas of your life. You're not going to be able to do everything, right? And you want it to be also aligned with the 10-year vision that you just thought of. It's got to help you move towards that 10-year vision, right? And then you're going to think about your number 1 goal. Now, why your number 1 goal? Think of the one goal that if you achieved by the end of the year would make you feel successful. Even if everything else failed. If you got this one thing right, what would that be? And usually you want this 1-year goal to be something that also helps move the needle in some of your other goals, right? So maybe you're not very efficient right now and you want to start waking up at 5 a.m. so you have more time. Maybe that's your goal, and that's going to help you with your career, maybe with your finances. Maybe it'll help you with all sorts of things at the same time. With your health, because now you're going to have time to exercise, right, with that extra free time. So whatever that goal is, think of that one goal that if you achieve just that, you'd be super satisfied. And then I also want you to think about what you want less of. Because in order to accommodate more things in your life, to create space, you need to remove certain elements. What are the time stealers? Are you spending too much time on Netflix, on TV, on social media, on things that maybe parts of social media that are not giving you growth and development? Right? What are you spending time on? Maybe it's certain people that maybe are not adding that much value to your life right now, and you might have to reconsider if you really need them and create more boundaries and create some distancing so that you can recoup some of that precious time, so that you can dedicate that time to your number 1 goal and then the other goals that you have for this year. So you need to eliminate. Let's work on elimination. And then let's talk about the goals, the tactical goals, because the tactical goals are going to help you set yourself up for success during the year. Now you're getting into going from the high level yearly goals, from the big picture to the high level goals, to now how can you make sure that this will work throughout the year, that you will actually achieve these things and you will not disconnect. You will not get to Feb 1st or end of Feb or quarter 2 without even remembering what your goals were. And come on, we know that happens all the time. So that's why you're going to need sub-goals, habits, and tracking. Now the sub-goals is basically take each of your top 3 goals, right, and break them down into a couple of sub-goals, maybe 2, 3, 6, 5 sub-goals, so that it's not this huge thing that you can't tackle. When you break it down, it becomes more manageable, and you have a plan, right? It's almost like the starting point of a plan. And then within each of these ones, then you can break it down further as you move along the year. But now you know your big items. You know that maybe, those, if you have 5 goals, and you maybe know that every 2 months you want to achieve one of those. So now it starts to plan out itself, right? Now you only have to break that 2-month period into some smaller goals. So you really want to break it down. It makes it so much more manageable, and it's not this huge thing that you're going to be scared of moving forward with, right? You're going to you want it to be somewhat approachable, and breaking it down gives you that. So that's the beginning of the planning process, which you can then maintain as you move forward in the year. And then you want to think about the habits. Now, I love habits because habits is the one thing that you can control. Habits is the thing that defines your day, or your month, your week. And it's about consistency. So you might have negative habits that are consistently there taking your time, or making you negative or upset. And you might have consistent positive habits that you want to incorporate. Now, I want you to think about how these sub-goals and these goals can align with your habits. What habits can you create that will support your goals and your sub-goals? And what habits can you eliminate that will help you with your goals and sub-goals? Because habits, my friends, are something that you can control. Habits are something that you do every day, and it's so much easier to maintain your motivation when you say, okay, you know what, one of my habits, like I said, was waking up, let's say at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. every day, or 5 times a week during the weekdays. And maybe that wasn't the ultimate goal. Maybe you didn't get, the sales you wanted, or maybe you didn't get the weight loss you wanted, or maybe, you didn't get the promotion you wanted. But you took that first step, and that actionable step is something that you can feel proud of. You can tick at the end of the day, I did it. Maybe that is, okay, if you want to get a raise, right? Maybe it's aligned with your boss, or figure out or work on something that's perceived as high value by your boss that day. And if you even put in half an hour to do that, right, in the day, and you say, I'm going to do this my first half an hour at work, or my last half an hour at work, or when I get home, then it's something. If you spend that time, maybe you might not even get the promotion. Maybe it's going to be a little bit late. Maybe you're not going to get the promotion that you wanted, or maybe you might not get the number that you were seeking. But you've done something. You've taken action. You're moving forward. You're making progress. And that is going to give you confidence. And that is going to make you feel accomplished. And that is going to make you get momentum so that you can keep going forward. And it's going to keep you hooked until you're able to achieve that accomplishment. Because sometimes accomplishments take time. Sometimes they take longer than we expect. But you need to maintain the motivation. And one of the great ways of maintaining motivation is by having a habit, because you can track that. You can say, hey, I accomplished this habit today. Maybe it's learning. You want to learn. You want to read a book a week. Maybe that's a new habit. Maybe you're going to, ideally, if you can do it on a daily basis, I'm going to spend 15 minutes a day reading at 6 p.m. Right? If you can specify a time, a location, I am on my sofa, my living room. And then consistently do that. Make your days full of habits that are consistent and aligned with your goals and sub-goals. And then, my friends, put that in your checklist, and you're going to feel good, because you're going to know that you're doing something that you can control, and that eventually is going to lead to something greater, to your bigger, smart goals. So that's the importance of habits. And you can change the habits. If you're doing it and you feel like, okay, maybe I need to do something else to achieve my goals, you can change it as you move throughout the year. So that is goals. You can think about habits in terms of how you're going to spend your time. Or maybe you want to eliminate habits of, like I said, watching TV or spending time doing things that you don't like. Maybe you want to create a new habit of eating a salad a day, waking up at a certain time, doing a 20-minute workout every day at a certain time. Maybe you want reviewing your day, journaling at the end of the day. Maybe you want a new habit or morning routine. Maybe you want an evening routine. Maybe you want a lunch routine. Network with one person at lunch every day. Send one message to somebody every day. Right? Those are habits that you can incorporate. You can incorporate weekly habits. Right? Doing a financial review at the end of the week. Monthly habits, like doing an overall assessment of your performance at the end of the month. Planning for the month ahead at the beginning of the month, the first of the month. Taking an hour off to analyze where you stand. Right? These little things that you can do that will build momentum towards where you want to go. Then, and for me, for example, the habit that I want to get rid of is I just spend too much time on food. Then comes tracking. Everything that you measure is going to be more sustainable. And not only that, when you measure things, you're going to be able to see what otherwise you can't see. It's like X-ray. You're going to be able to see what's working, what's not working. You're going to be able to evaluate the situation and adjust your sub-goals, adjust your habits, adjust your direction to achieve that goal. So you want to keep tracking your daily routines, your sub-goals, the progress. You're going to have measurement for whatever you want KPIs or key performance indicators. You want some numbers. And maybe that's just a checklist. How many times a week have I done a certain exercise? And then you want to also have an accountability partner, if you can, to go through your goals and what you've done and you haven't done, and you're tracking at the end of the week, at the end of the month, every other week, whatever works for you. And that could be your spouse, that could be a friend. You could join a mastermind to do that. You could join us. And then schedule them on your calendar. Schedule your goals, schedule your habits on your calendar. Make sure that you understand and you see what the progress is with the numbers. And that, my friend, is going to allow you to see where you're going and make course correction as needed. So those are the 3 elements. That's it. Very simple. You want to dream alignment with defining success, prioritizing the areas that you want to work on this year, defining your 10-year vision, your high-level goals. So define your 1-year goals, the number 1 goal that will make you feel successful if you achieve that, only that one thing, and what you need to reduce less of so you can create more space. And then your tactical goals so that you can set yourself up and maintain the momentum and energy as you move throughout the year with sub-goals, habits, and tracking. How do you feel about that, my friends? Are you ready to set your goals? Well, I certainly am. I am in that process right now. I'm making sure that, and I also have an accountability. I'm going to have someone, I'm going to give a full review of last year and my plan for this year with a person that is close to me. And I think you should do that too. That's my accountability partner. So, my friends, be confident, candid, and caring. And hey, visit assertiveway.com if you want to learn, gain more confidence at work, be a better communicator, get recognized and appreciated, speak up nicely. I got tons of free stuff there for you that will help you do that, get more appreciation, get more confidence, and plan your life, plan your career, plan your work so that you can be fulfilled and joyful at work as well and be successful in the way that you define success. Make sure that you give a thumbs up if you like this video. Share it with somebody that you think might appreciate and learn something from this. And hit the bell because that way you will receive my notification. And I'd love if you leave a comment below as well, because the likes and the comments, especially the comments, really help the algorithm of YouTube to allow this video and all of this that I'm sharing with you guys to be seen by other people. And I really want to share, like I said, my goal this year and what makes me feel successful at this stage of my career and my life is to share, is to provide, is to give. And I know that if I'm giving and somebody's actually seeing it and enjoying it and it's changing their lives in one way or another, changing their thinking, then that makes me feel successful and satisfied. So I'd love if you could do that. Other than that, my friends, be confident, candid, and caring. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Have a beautiful year and good luck with your goal setting, and make sure that you write down in the comments below what stage of the goal setting are you in, if you have any major goals for this year, and what you liked and didn't like about this video. If you have any other tips, I'd love to hear them. Thanks once again. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here with you.